Pick a side, Krista. Eren or the I'm gonna kill.
So I was like, yes, we are always thirsty.
Yeah. But not like that. This is for Levi.
That's how thirsty I am.
Welcome to the Thirsty Attack on Titan panel.
Can we please name all of our panels moving forward the Thirsty Attack on Titan panel?
You're watching convention coverage.
So how's the convention been for everyone?
It's been great. Everyone's been really nice, very friendly, and it's always nice to meet new people who like the shows that we're in, because then we can nerd out together, because I love this show.
Yes.
Well,
So good. Yeah.
Well,
It's been
speaking
really
of
fun.
Oh, awesome. Speaking of fans, looks like we have a few with questions right here.
So what do you think your characters will be doing if they have like a normal life?
I think Peak would be a physical therapist.
That's cute.
She would need one, poor thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, she should be one, and then she would have a ton of cats. That's my, that's my headcanon. That's cute.
Oh boy, I have to think about this.
I feel like my just like gut reaction was like, I feel like Amira would be like a counselor,
Ooh, yeah.
like a therapist, like one of those tough love therapists.
Yeah,
This is hard.
it is hard. I feel like Mikasa would like just want to be a hermit, like just like living like in. She would want to live in a cabin in the woods and be like that weird like prepper person that people come upon and they're like, oh my god, and she's like, it's fine, just keep going, you know, like super self-sufficient.
I love that. It's probably not within her personality, but I wish she had like, you know, those like survivalist like YouTube channels where they're like building like huts out of mud.
That's totally what she would do. That's totally what she would
shit
do.
out of that
Where
channel.
like they speed it up and
Yeah,
there's like
like-
a waterfall
Yeah, oh my
somehow
gosh,
and like
yeah.
a stove.
What's that survival show where they stick them all in Canada or like no?
Naked and Afraid.
Oh, you knew immediately.
No, but it's
heard of that, though.
it's the one where they have to outlast each other. It's like whoever is the last one standing is who wins. Does anybody know? Oh.
I think it is Naked and Afraid.
No, I love Naked and Afraid. This is a different show.
Oh my god, did you see the episode of So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Naked and Afraid, but like two people, a man and a woman typically, get dropped off on an island naked, and everybody can bring one thing. Like so typically it's like, oh, I brought a bag, or I brought like a fire starter or something like that. This one time a lady brought a loofah.
No!
Naked and Afraid fail. Like, can you imagine? Like you're like, all right, I'm gonna meet my partner. I have my fire starter. We're gonna make it through this and win the money. And she's like, I brought a loofah. What are you gonna do with a loofah? What are you gonna do with a loofah?
Personal hygiene.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Mikasa would kill in Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think Annie, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but honestly, I think she'd be a martial arts instructor.
I was thinking like she'd teach like a women's self-defense
Exactly. That's a way better answer. Way better answer. Yeah, so that's what I think she would do.
What do you know? She's a martial arts instructor who like every Wednesday night has a special like
Exactly.
self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah,
Self-defense.
I love it. What do you think they would do?
Honestly, I don't know. That was a fun
It's a great question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All the way back in season 1, if you recall the mystery of the basement of Eren Yeager's
Yes.
basement, what did you guys think was in it at that point?
My serious answer, because I had funny answers too. My serious answer was I just thought it was the answer to everything. You know, I thought the answer to where the Titans came from, how they were created, all of that. I just thought all the answers were in the basement. So that's why I really wanted to get to the basement. And then when they finally do try and get to the basement, they don't get to the basement, and I was really frustrated.
I thought it was. No, I'm serious.
No,
the that like turned people into Titans. I was like, oh, there's drugs in the basement. Yeah. This does not reflect on my high school experience at all. Like, I really did think it was.
Yeah. Valid. Also thought all the answers, but maybe like an eldritch horror. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, what's down there? It's a basement. It's
What did
day.
you say? I'm
An eldritch horror? An eldritch horror, like Cthulhu? Like,
That is not what I heard. Girl.
I didn't hear that either. I was like,
oh,
Okay.
what?
Okay.
Horror.
I mean, they got taverns. They got taverns in the shows, so you know, why not? I was like, what is an eldritch horror? Like, what is
Which is a
that?
horror of your?
What is a
No, like
horror?
eldritch horror. Like Cthulhu. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's all I got.
I was like, maybe it's Aaron's mom.
Oh no!
Maybe she didn't really die. But maybe she's so changed beyond recognition
Yeah. Oh, that's scary.
that she has to stay in the basement.
Oh, that's
sad.
Oh, I was just admiring your nails. Those are beautiful.
Thank you. They're press on.
Did we answer your question?
Yes, all great guesses. Better than my guess, for sure.
What was your guess?
I thought he was researching Titans and made this crazy weapon to defeat all of them.
Oh, that's
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
actually. I think that's a great guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks so much.
What's a character you wish your character got to interact with more?
See, I love Jean is also one of my favorite characters, so I really wish they interacted a little more. But yeah, Jean's great.
I wish Mikasa would have interacted more with Eren, but like in a nice way.
Womp 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 womp. I've got two answers. Levi, because it's just spicy. And then I wish more Porco, like Pac. I would have loved to have more scenes with Pac. I didn't read ahead in the manga, no spoilers, but I was like, oh. Okay.
I mean, Historia. But also, I really liked Connie and Ymir's interactions. They always made me laugh. So I felt like they had like a big brother or big sister, little brother sort of relationship. So I would have taken some more Connie too.
Yeah.
Totally.
See that.
Great question.
Actually, wait. I want to change my answer. I really wish Annie and Bertolt had more interactions together, because that was a whole storyline that broke my heart. So yeah, that would have been nice.
This show is so uplifting.
I'm telling you, like,
Just out of curiosity, real quick, because you brought it up, and I didn't know this was a thing. In the final seasons, like as far as snacks go, like by show of hands, like who's about that Rhina life?
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just asking. I didn't know. I want to call Rob right now and be like,
I
"Hey,
know.
man, did you even know?"
I mean, listen.
He's in England, but I'm going to text him.
Did
Listen,
you know you're a
I
spicy
have
snack?
I have been saying since how many children do we have in the office? Listen, it's okay. When I first started watching season 4, because that's when I'm pretty sure that's when they switched over to Mappa in season 4. Pretty sure. And Rhina has this glow up, and I'm just like, wow. Okay, listen, there's another term other than snack, but I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say.
Daddy?
Yes, daddy.
Okay.
Rhina is daddy in season 4. That's what it is. I've been saying that for a long
Wait,
time.
what's a zaddy then?
What is a zaddy?
I was told this, but I forgot. Does anybody know?
What's the difference between a daddy and a zaddy?
Oh, they
Yes.
I think Zaddy's like a gay daddy.
No. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I think it has something to do with one of them leaving and one of them staying.
One of them leaving looks
Yeah, like, I think, but I don't know.
This is War of the Daddies.
Is a
I could be
zaddy.
wrong. I could be wrong.
I mean, Rob in real life, I think, has big daddy energy.
He does.
Not like, no, because he's a father. Because he's a father. He has 2 kids, and he's a great
Like
father.
a real father.
No, he is. He's a great dad. Like, his kids are amazing. I've known them a really long time.
I have the answer.
What is the answer?
While a daddy is an attractive older man, a zaddy is a man with swag, who is attractive
that's what it is.
Do you
and
have to
also fashionable.
Do you have to have children, though?
No, I think it's just like you're
energy.
an older man sort of thing.
Yeah.
Not like, I thought,
No.
no, it's
Like-
not because he's...
Like Timothy
No.
Chalamet is not a zaddy because he's not old enough to be a zaddy, though he has swag.
But his father in Dune. Right?
100%.
He's a daddy.
So, like, there's dad energy,
Yeah.
which is what Rob has.
He's a dad. He's a really
he
good
is
dad.
a dad. But then there's daddy.
Daddy energy. Not father, but daddy.
Daddy.
Are we talking like... Is that
It
what we're
doesn't have
talking
to be.
about?
It's just like, oh, like, that's a daddy. Like,
Good morning, everybody.
like the dad in June. He's so hot. Like,
There
who
you go.
made him so hot?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I just needed to think about it.
Welcome to the Women in Attack on Titan panel.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the Thirsty Attack on Titan panel.
Can we please name all of our panels moving forward the Thirsty Attack on Titan panel?
I'm down
wait,
for it.
I was back at Beverage Goblin. You're talking about thirsty the other way.
Like thirsty.
I'm just not.
But we do all have.
I'm sorry. I was like, we do like that because I always have beverages.
I just we do have a plethora of drinks.
Yeah, no, we're talking about. I'm just gonna stop.
Amazing.
I always have to have regular water, and then a caffeinated beverage, and then a beverage that just tastes good.
Beverage Goblin needs 3 drinks.
So Trina means literal thirsty. The literal thirsty panel.
Do you guys know the Beverage Goblin song?
I've never heard it either, and yet I fit.
You
so
are the Beverage
perfectly.
Goblin.
Yes.
Yeah, I. That's why I was like,
Hydration, caffeine, one for fun. It happens.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, we are always thirsty.
Yes.
But not like that. Also. But thirsty like I'm always thirsty. But not like that. You guys get it.
This is for Levi. That's how thirsty I am.
And that one's alkaline. That's good.
It's good for you.
Did we answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Apologize. You didn't ask for this.
I did have a question about like Attack on Titan Junior High. So I'm kind of curious, if there ever was like a season 2, how do you think it would go?
I think it'd be really fun. I think that anytime we get to do like after season 1 and all of the trauma and drama of season 1, like being able to have that break, that 4-year break, like it killed us for sure. And I wanted to know what was going to happen. But being able to do the game and then do Attack on Titan Junior High was really fun. And it was just nice to like be like, oh, we're not fighting over people's lives. It's like your lunch. They're just fighting over their lunch.
Do y'all have a favorite episode of Attack on Titan Junior High? I do. I have like a bunch. There's the haunted
The gym
the
one
haunted
is my
yeah the
favorite,
haunted
yeah.
gym. That Jesse's performance in that when Armin screams bloody murder is one of the funniest things I have ever heard. And then there's a love letter episode where Jean is getting love letters and he thinks it's from Annie. It's not. And then there's a summer festival episode, which is the cutest episode. Annie and Bertolt go on a date, and Rhina is trying to help his buddy out. So he's like, okay, this is gonna be the ultimate plan, and then by the end of it, you guys are gonna kiss, and it's gonna be awesome. I love the show so much. I really hope we get to do more, but we never know. We can only hope.
Great question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What is your favorite arc from the show?
I really like the onsen episode where the kids all have a nice time and everybody relaxes and nothing traumatic happens and they just get to have a moment of peace and quiet.
They don't end up needing therapy at the end of the episode. I would say the entirety of season 4 is really good. It's so good and it's so intense. And I meet a lot of people that say, oh yeah, I'm in the middle of season 2. I'm in the middle of season 3, but I'm not at season 4 yet. And I just keep saying, keep going. Just keep going. It gets really, really, really good. So, because there's a period of time where there's a lot of, setting up the plot setup. And there's a lot of details that we're learning about, so that's why I'm just like, continue. It gets really good. So yeah, the 4th season.
The season that has the most Levi in it because he's a snack. That's all I got.
I like to use a snack.
I mean, I'm gonna be straight up selfish and say the like Emir Historia stuff. I mean, what can I say?
I mean, listen, I will back you up on this. Levi is a snack, but season 4, Rhina, let's just talk about that.
It's also tasty.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes. I approve of this.
Oh my
Don't bring me on a panel. I'm gonna simp. This always happens.
It's true.
I also love a man who cleans.
Like deep cleaning, not even just like deep cleaning.
Detail
He
oriented.
does. Come on.
Look, we appreciate it. He was raised in the best way possible.
Well, not really.
Not really, but I'm just saying someone ingrained that in him, but
Yeah. Thank you very much for your question.
I just wanted to know what your guys' favorite line was from the entire show.
I got one. Good morning, Pac.
wait though. I freaking love that scene so much.
Just crawling around.
She is so gosh darn cute. And I love how he walks in and he's just like, oh, what are you doing? You just gotten used to laying that way, doesn't she say that?
Yeah, she's just like, she just needs to do it. She's just been a cart for too long. Cart like stuff.
The cute. I love that scene so much. Favorite line? Anybody else got a favorite line?
Man, I feel like Emir spits a lot of wisdom, so it's really hard for me to choose just one. But I do love when she says, "Do you always want to live hiding behind the mask you put up for the sake of others? You're you, and there's nothing wrong with that." Because, yeah, I feel like we can all use those words every now and then.
It's true.
I do love me some Emir from Attack on Titan Junior High. Krista! Like, come on, you can't go wrong with that.
That like
either.
Scooby-Doo episode in the gym.
Oh my
is,
God.
It
One
is
of my
the
favorite
best
things
things ever.
No, I was not in Attack on Titan Junior High. It's okay. I'm a cart. Vroom vroom.
The best cart. The best cart.
Do you have a favorite?
My favorite line is very violent, but it's
Amazing.
But it's an amazing moment because it's when Annie says something after being busy for a very long time. By the way, we forgot to ask, who has seen the entirety of the show? Who has not seen the show?
Ooh, I'm going to tell Bryce's joke. Well, for those of you that have not seen the show and you're looking for a nice, happy, pick-me-up sort of show, when you're feeling down, feeling a little blue, and want to really, laugh a lot, you should check out Attack on Titan. It's very funny.
It's really good for your anxiety. Oh my God. It's really good for your anxiety, I'll tell you what. As someone who has massive anxiety, it really helps a lot.
I like to watch it in bed at night before I go to bed. It really just sets up a relaxing tone.
It's ASMR.
Does not trigger the fight or flight response.
Not at all. One of my favorite lines is when Annie reappears and I'm sorry, I apologize. She grabs onto Hitch and she says, "You make a sound, I slit your throat." Like it's where it's like she's still kind of weakened, but even in a weakened state, Annie's still really strong. And I was really excited for that for 5 freaking years. So I think that's probably why.
That's a spicy choice.
Yes.
Spicy choice.
Very spicy.
I'm going to have a bad word in mind, so earmuffs if you're under 18. My favorite is when Mikasa says, "Pick a side, Krista. Eren or the I'm gonna kill."
Yes, queen.
I like her.
It's so good.
She's so cute.
There actually is a scene that I love between Annie and Mikasa on the ship. I don't know if you remember. It's right after two characters, unfortunately don't make it.
Wait, characters don't make it in Attack on Titan?
Maxwell, listen.
Comfort show?
Listen, I was trying to protect you from this for years, but it's come to the point. I'm sorry. But there's a moment where they finally realize we're gonna all have to fight Eren. We don't have a choice anymore. And Annie just kind of collapses, and after she realizes that she's lost the only person in her life that she was fighting for, and there's just a moment where Mikasa and Annie have this moment of understanding, like, I finally understand you. We are finally on the same side, because they were rivals for such a long time and enemies for such a long time. So it's just a beautiful moment. I was crying when I was recording that episode, so it was I just love that moment. So yeah.
There's a... Do you guys know what an okapi is? I didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah, there's a moment where there's an Annie Mikasa moment, and Mikasa is trying to tell Annie like which one's the bad one, and it's like that one over there. It's like a Oh, sorry. It's like a turtle, or it's like a whatever. It's an okapi, and she's like, "What's an okapi?" I'm like, "I don't know what an okapi is. It's that thing."
It's the best commentary ever. Yeah.
Wait, so an okapi is an animal?
It's an animal. It's a real animal.
Oh. It's like a bull, almost cow-ish kind of.
Antlered.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very. Oh, she's looking.
But
it
it's
up.
like real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. An okapi. O-K-A-B-E. Okapi.
I think Annie says.
It's also a shoe brand.
The things I love when Annie, because I had so much fun recording that, and I think you had a blast recording that too, Trina.
Isn't it neat looking? I want to see it again. It's a big butt. Showing. It's like a big butt.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
It's
really
like
cute.
you guys have got to Google this. It's like if a giraffe and a zebra and a horse had a baby
It has like a cow.
and had a fabulous butt.
like the best butt. Like
It's got a really
envious.
good butt.
It's a good butt.
And I thought you said okapi. It's an okapi.
Okapi.
Okapi. Okapi.
Yes.
Okapi.
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 Yeah.
I really wish I could blow this up and show it to you guys. It's really fabulous.
It's amazing. It doesn't look real. It doesn't look real.
No, I love that scene
crazy.
because I love how she's just like, "Is that an okapi?" And you just hear Mika say, "What the hell's an okapi?" And Mike and I were just constantly making jokes like it's the gray one. Which one, Mikasa? Which gray one? The one over there. Damn it, Mikasa.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
It was cute.
It was great.
I love it.
It was awesome.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
question.
Thank you. Great
And for
question. We can go off.
inspiring
I'm
so
so
many
sorry.
tangents.
I learned so much already.
Favorite line?
Favorite line?
Yes,
we
we
did.
All right.
We just had the okapi tangent, and now I know what an okapi is, which is great.
Listen, you put us on a panel together. It just happens naturally.
If you could voice any other character, who would it be?
So this is a really arbitrary answer, but I love potatoes. So it would have to be Sasha. I know.
We were just talking about this yesterday. Trina was like, "I love potatoes.
Potato
all
club.
forms of potatoes."
Yes.
I
Carb queen. I love potatoes.
I follow all these potato things on Instagram with Jade because she loves potatoes too. I'm gonna start sending
them to me.
like,
I
all
love
these like potato recipes.
I love potatoes. I'm not saying
I had a Sasha cosplayer come up to me once, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to get a Attack on Titan poster signed?" She's like, "No, actually, I brought my own item." And she reaches into her bag, and she pulls out a real potato.
I love it.
And she's like, "Can you sign this?" And I'm like, "It's gonna rot in 2 weeks. Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah."
It's worth it for the bit.
That's dedication. Honestly, there's just so many cool characters in this show, but I love playing Annie. I think honestly, it would probably be. I'd probably want to play. I had it for a second. Honestly, I've thought about this. It would probably be Mikasa. Honestly, she's such a bad, very strong character who I really feel for in this show, and she's just so strong. I have a lot of people, particularly young women or female presenting, that come to me and they will say, I love, my favorite character is Mikasa. My favorite character is Mikasa just because she's so strong and she's really tough and she's so inspiring. And I think that too, about Mikasa in particular. So yeah. And you were amazing as her.
thank
so
you.
You're welcome.
We're all just doing our best out here. I think that's a really good point, though. So I've been voice acting. Sorry, soapbox. We're getting serious. I've been voice acting for about 20 years now, and acting since I was 9 years old. And when I started doing anime dubs, a female lead character couldn't be strong. It wasn't allowed. They also couldn't be very smart. They could be kind of smart, but they also had to be scantily clad. And I think one of the reasons that people are drawn to Attack on Titan is because the characters don't have to be the typical tropes, right? And Elizabeth and I were talking about this yesterday, but it's really interesting that, 10 years ago, the idea of a non-binary character in a show was mind-boggling.
and it was a big deal. 10 years ago, you should speak to it, but 10 years ago, that relationship wouldn't have happened. And for Mikasa to be able to voice a character that was a strong female, that was unapologetic about being strong and unapologetic about just existing and got to grow as a human and wasn't just like, I'm after a boy. Like it got to be a human. That was a novel idea. And it's like, oh wow, like if you write characters and stories about people instead of like, this is a blonde girl with big boobies and like no clothes and she is fighting people. She needs no armor, you know, like, yeah, I think it's really interesting and I think it's really cool.
Well, that's what's beautiful, just echoing off of you, that's what's beautiful about this show is that it's what I usually tell people when they haven't watched any anime. I will always recommend Attack on Titan because most people, I think, are a little nervous to get into anime because they're used to it being very anime, you know, like kawaii, desune, like all of that. But Attack on Titan is I always call it a very cinematic show because everyone in it is very human, for lack of a better term. And it's just, the story in it is very real and the performances are very grounded, very real. You know, we all set the tone whenever we went into the booth to record it. But it's what you were just saying. It's about people, not about, you know, big boob, blonde girl, all of that. And there's no person that isn't flawed in this show. And that's because humans are flawed.
Yeah, and I mean, no shade. There's a time and a place for fun, bouncy anime. But yeah, I remember just auditioning for the show and just being blown away where I was like, holy, these women aren't sexualized. Like, what? Like they're wearing the same uniform as their male counterparts. Yeah. And it's not low cut. And there are no heels on their boots.
Yeah.
And, really interesting. And yeah, I mean, I think, I mean, I feel like I don't mean to be speaking officially, but I'm pretty sure that Ymir was the first lesbian that I remember seeing in anime that was not sexualized in like a slumber party, like pillow fight sort of way.
Yeah. And it wasn't even acknowledged. It wasn't like, ooh, they're lesbians. It's just like, this is who this person loves because they love that person. This person loves that person because they're people.
Yeah. That's exactly how they portray it in Sailor Moon. Because I voiced Sailor Neptune.
Who's my favorite scout? You sound so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yes. She was my favorite too. And that's why it means so much to me. But just going off what you were saying, Uranus and Neptune were portrayed in the exact same way. There was no, oh my gosh, they're lesbians. It's like, no, they have a partnership. They love each other, and the love is very real and not, for lack of a better term, exploited or anything like that, you know? So I love that as well.
Yeah.
So.
And just to piggyback really quick, with Attack on Titan, there is such a wide spectrum of female characters too. And one thing that I love about Peak is like she's still very soft. And when, you know, it gets real, she's just like, she's so intelligent and she's so strong, but it never like, she doesn't have to overcompensate or like, you know, like eliminate the soft parts of her, which I think is really, really important too.
But that was such a beautiful choice that you made. Like it was really fantastic. Like, cause you could have gone the other way, but you did keep that soft, like vulnerable part, even during like the tough, like when I watched it, there were so many expletives. Like I was just like, no way! Like look at that, like you know, like Mike was like, you should call her. I was like, I don't have her number. But no, you did amazing.
Thank you. I love the whole cast.
I've told Amber this before. I could listen to her read the phone book because as in Peak's range, it is so soothing and so relaxing. I feel at ease whenever I hear Peak talk.
Thank you.
So I've told you this before, but I'd be happy to tell you over and over again. So isn't it gross? We all love each other.
So gross.
I think so you would voice Sasha.
I love potatoes. I just love potatoes.
I think if I could choose somebody else to voice, I would want to choose Eren.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Bryce is amazing, and Bryce
so
is,
much.
but like the range and all the things that he got to explore as an actor, it's like a dream role.
Absolutely.
Who would you want to voice?
I feel like it's such a like not satisfying answer, but it's like I just really love Ymir. Like I don't really I want to play her.
That's fair.
But B, I also have trouble answering these questions because once I hear the performance, it's like, oh my God, yes, of course that's why they were cast in that role, because they're the perfect person for that. So it's very difficult for me to imagine Mikasa having any other voice besides yours.
Well, I mean, we're all just out here doing our best.
Thank you for your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Throughout your careers, when you guys get your lines for your characters, are you expected to get context, or you just got to come up with something on the fly?
A lot of it, I would say, the context aspect falls to the director. So having a really good director kind of guide you and be like, okay, here's what happened before, here's what happened after. Because sometimes we're working on stuff that hasn't come out yet, so there's no way we can research it in advance. It just depends. So having a really good director who understands the whole overarching picture, and you're like this tiny little piece of it, and you might be like, oh, I wonder, you might second guess, why am I being directed over here? But then when you see the whole thing, you're like, oh, this makes perfect sense because they've got everything in their mind. Yeah.
It's kind of one of the interesting things about simuldubs, though, because before we did simuldubs, obviously everything came out in Japan, and we could watch the whole anime before we dubbed it if we want. But because of simuldubs now, it's just interesting because I've literally been in sessions, even with the directors who have done their research, and something will come up in a scene and we'll both kind of look at each other and wait, what are they referencing? Or do you know what this means? And it's we're like, no, they're clearly referencing something that's going to happen in the future that the creators of the show know about, but because we don't have any advance, material, we're we don't know what they mean.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.